Most of what you see in the grocery store, your body was not designed to eat. In fact, that's why so many people are inflamed or mental fatigue and no energy. Well, today I'm going to share with you the foods that you can eat, you can enjoy, and you can use to bless your body. There are foods that God designed that your body loves. In fact, the first one, which I say is the top of the list, is going to be olive oil. And if you can ever go to the Mediterranean and gather the olive oil yourself, fresh from the trees, that would be ideal. But since most of us can't travel to the Mediterranean or Italy or California, we get to choose from the grocery store. And so olive oil, when it is pure and fresh, it is the king against inflammation and it is the queen antioxidant. But in order to get that antioxidant value, we have to have fresh olive oil. So what I want to share with you is the top 3 things that you need to know on how to choose fresh olive oil. Number 1, it needs to be in a dark bottle. Number 2 is you need to know when it was harvested. Fresh olives are best. They're more alive when they're fresh. You really want to enjoy it within the first 6 months if possible. Most of the time that's not going to be an option, but yet we still only have a 2-year window that olive oil can be fresh at all. After that, it's expired and you're not going to get the value of it. You're not going to get the antioxidants. So the fresher, the higher the antioxidant level, and that means the more polyphenols, which means the more healing you get in your body. So if you've been eating olive oil and you're like, yeah, I don't notice anything, it might be dead. And so we want fresh olive oil. So remember, dark bottle, you need to know when it was harvested and you need to know what country it came from. We want it from one country, not a blend from several. So this bottle here, you can see we have 2 different countries of origin. We're looking for a single country of origin. Number 2 on the foods that God gave us is fruits. Definitely from the beginning of Genesis all the way through to the end of Revelation, fruits are always going to be healing for the nations. But yet, how do you choose it? You want fresh, local fruits. I'm not sure how local these are, but that's what you want to look for. You want fresh, you want local, you want them to be nice and firm. A lot of times when you're buying oranges, they can just feel dehydrated. They feel too light. They should be heavy, and the skin should feel nice and tight. These are foods that are always going to nourish, they're always going to satisfy, and they were definitely a gift that God gave us. Next is herbs and spices. If there's no aroma, there's no power. There is no healing. You've got to have an aroma and you want fresh. Definitely when you can buy these in the produce aisle, if you're not able to grow them yourself, herbs are going to bring healing into the cellular level, but definitely get fresh is always best. You want that aroma. I can just smell this coming right up into my nose. It smells amazing. Your next option would be these that are pre-packaged. These are still fresh. They still have power for healing. And then your third option would be dried. But let me encourage you, buy small bottles of dried and share it with your friends so that you always have fresh herbs in your food because we want fresh healing every single day. Another one of God's healing foods is going to be whole grains. Now, typically this is not where I want you to be picking up your whole grain breads. I want you to make it yourself because everything in this aisle some of it has a value, but not the value I really want you to enjoy. I really want you to learn how to make your own freshly milled whole grain bread. Most of these are fake breads. If you go to the company's website, they are saying on the website they're using bioengineered ingredients, which means GMO. Yet if you do whole grain, whole wheat, it's not going to be GMO because you're going to make it yourself with freshly milling the grain yourself. That's where wellness begins. If you have to buy in the store, then yes, we all have our preference. Probably Dave's Killer Bread is going to be the product of choice because it's the closest to milling it yourself. But please, that still doesn't take the place of you milling it yourself. For you to get the nutritional benefit and the value where your body just says amazing things, you want to mill your own grain to make your own whole grain foods. Yet, if you want to learn more about how to recognize whole grains in the grocery store, check out my nutrition manual, Treasures of Health Nutrition Manual. A powerful food that God designed for healing is going to be nuts and seeds. Nuts are great for protein. They're great for healthy fats. and they have the nutrients to give us a repair in our body. You can enjoy nuts every single day of your life. The next food that God designed for us for healing is going to be leafy greens. And even if people say, well, it has to be the darker the color, not necessarily. It's about the different variety that God has given us. So whether it's the lighter color in the Napa cabbage or the darker color in these other greens, they're all going to be healing because they create a detox system in your body. They help the liver to say, oh, that feels good, so it can get rid of the toxins. It's going to help get rid of fatty liver disease. It's going to help get rid of arthritis. That's why these foods are so healing. Add some leafy greens into your diet every day and just watch your body say thank you. The next food that God gave us for healing is going to be legumes. These are a powerhouse for healing, and they are a budget stretcher. Definitely, you can add these to almost every single meal that you feed your children and your family. They're going to learn to love it, and they are healing to the body. The fiber is so important for diabetics, for people with cardiovascular disease, and even with cancer. You need more fiber in your diet. Everybody does, especially if you want to lose weight. So whether you're buying dried beans, which you know on the back of the label is just going to have the ingredients, just beans, or if you're buying canned beans. If you're buying canned beans, you want it to just be beans, maybe salt and water, no flavorings. That way you know you're getting exactly what you want, you're getting the healing, and you're not getting any artificial flavorings or preservatives. These are the foods that God designed to heal, and there's many more, yet we always come back to the three principles that I've taught you over and over. Number one, eat the foods God called good, and that's always going to start the healing process. Number two, eat the foods before they've been altered, and that's why we look for specific items on the ingredient label. And number three, don't let any food become an addiction. You already know what that means, so I don't have to go into detail. Always remember, God is the Jehovah Rapha. He is the one who heals, yet He's given us foods that automatically bring healing to our body. When we eat the greens, we automatically get a detox effect. When we eat the beans, we get the high fiber, so our digestive system heals. When we eat the different foods, the whole grains, our whole body responds with praise. And this is why I want you to understand, God designed foods for healing because He is the Lord who heals, and He will always continue healing, the same yesterday, today, and forever. If you want to learn more about how much God loves you, check out my website link right here. And if you want to learn about nutrition, check out the Treasures of Health Nutrition Manual. And if you want to do a deep dive into Bible study, then do the Treasures of Healthy Living Bible Study series. Always, we have tools for you to help you get started. And thank you for letting me share with you God's recipe for excellent health. I am Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist.